take flight, got a podcast that's lit. Keeping you up all night, voices in your ear, sharing laughter and fun. Bottom of the suggestion box, we're never done. Topics flying fast like sparks in the air. Tuning for the vibes, for the love everywhere. Bringing thoughts from the back, shining bright.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my 8th episode. Crazy to think, if you haven't listened to 769, you should be listening to all my episodes. But today I'm excited to have one of my favorite people on as my guest. It is someone who I network with quite a bit, someone who's in my young professionals group, someone who's a badass woman-owned business. This is Deanna. This is Deanna from JH Events and Flowers. You'll probably hear me call her D because that's how I refer to her. But hey, welcome. Tell us about your business. What do you do?
We are a flower and gift shop in McHenry and Fox Lake. I run the Fox Lake location and am mainly marketing and sales, and then my mom does all the floral design. So you got an arrangement. Jen probably made it.
And how long have you had Fox Lake now? Probably like a little over a year?
No, this is my third year.
Third year?
Already.
Sure it's 3.
Wow, good for you. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah, it's 3. It'll
Yeah.
be 3 this November.
Yeah,
Well, I can't even believe it's April today, honestly, but
Yeah.
because you guys did the flowers for my daughter's wedding, and
Yes,
you were
and-
opening right after that,
Yes.
kind of.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yes, we did do that.
yeah, you did the flowers for my niece's wedding, and
Yes, there was no Fox Lake at that point.
if you've ever had something traumatic happen in your life, your arrangement is from them. So they always shoot. It's probably not a good thing
They're
to say,
awesome.
but honestly, I'll call you,
I
and
know.
you always get
You
it done
text
for
me.
me. It's
You
beautiful.
text me.
I do
I
text
get
you.
cryptic text.
Yeah.
It's like an address, a weird card message, and then charge me later.
Well, she is one of the easiest people to work with, and so I'm glad to know you. I'm really excited that your business is going well, and you've been one person that I've been grateful for meeting, and so I felt like you would be the perfect person to talk about today's suggestion with. So we're just going to dive right into it. Your service just isn't good enough. And the thought about this suggestion kind of just like irks me in a small way, actually a large way, because like, oh, okay, I'm just going to show up and do 50%, I'm not going to give you 100%. Like, that is such a false statement in so many ways that like, oh, hey, just, not something feels off, not, can we just talk about it? It's like a full-fledged statement that, oh, you're not doing your job, basically. And I can think of a million situations, not only just in our industries, how this applies to just small businesses. And it's crazy to me that people are just so like blunt about it. And like most of the time there's so much false information behind the statement that we'll dive into that when we get into here. But so if you're tuning in for the first time, bottom of the suggestion box basically talks about the unsolicited suggestions that we didn't ask for that sit at the bottom of the box that we never really pull out. And the reason is because it's not your business. We didn't ask for it. No, but we always end the segment in a positive way. How did your negative, shitty comment help me in my business? So,
How did it make me better?
how did it make me better today?
And it's amazing because everybody can run your business better
Yep.
than you.
Yep,
Absolutely.
I don't know anything about flowers, but I'll tell you.
I'll tell you.
You can run my business.
I always love it when my somebody comes over to fix my parents' house. My dad's always standing there, and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing? How are you doing that?" I was in I was in carpentry for 50 years. Should you be doing it? It's like, you're not doing it for a reason. So please just, All right, so usually this suggestion, your service just wasn't good enough, usually comes after the fact, after the event, after the delivery, after everything is done, and it often comes with zero content. So most of the time, we probably don't even know that we get these until after.
It's like, I didn't know there was a problem, and I would have been happy to have fixed it for you had you brought it to my attention in the moment.
In the moment, yeah. So it's always a shitty review that probably happens afterwards. When we had Kathy from Rita's on here, we talked about bad reviews, and it's people that are hot to trot in the moment, and then they go to the internet versus just talking to us at the time, right? And so for you, I know that there might not be, especially just in any business, there might not be a solution ultimately right then and there in some aspects, but for the most part, there may be a fix that can happen. And
for
so
sure.
just talking to us gives us a chance to fix it, right?
Absolutely.
So, talk of, just in this whole thing, especially in weddings, events, there's so many moving parts. Do you have any suggestions on this when it comes, like, what comes to mind when you hear the whole, your service just wasn't good enough?
It's definitely something that I wish people felt more comfortable bringing it up in the moment. You are so ready to jump behind your keyboard and write the review or send the email or tell all your friends about this, that, or the other thing. When 80% of the time, if you had just talked to me in the moment,
Yeah.
there was probably at least a 50% fix that I could have done
Yeah.
to have made the situation better.
Yeah.
But if you don't do that, you don't give me the opportunity to make your experience better.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, I'm not trying to pin it back on the client because, right, my one thing I say in this podcast is that the client is not right, and that needs to go out the window. But a lot of the times, it's kind of a you thing. And now, we as business owners will own up when it becomes an us thing, and we'll actually, you'll probably find that we'll fix it even before we get to what we're doing with you,
Yes.
especially if we know it. But if we don't, a lot of the times it's you. So, so we'll dive into this, the myths basically that are behind this topic. So myth number 1, if you didn't love it, it must not have been done well, which is just not true. Honestly, I think about the hair industry with this one. And so, my niece will tell me sometimes that, women will come into the hair salon and they'll be like, this is the picture of the hair I want. And she'll be like, you are a brown haired girl trying to go full blonde. Like that's
not gonna happen.
you're cut. Like not everything can happen the way you want it. And so just because you didn't love it doesn't mean it wasn't done well, right? Like the haircut was perfect. The coloring was done the way that it could be done based on the service, but yet if it doesn't meet the expectations that you were quote unquote expecting, like then it just becomes it's not good ever. It's just not good at all. And that's just not true. I mean, I have headshots that I've done that these clients that are just looking and they'll flat out be like, this is the worst photo I've ever seen. And
Wow.
the first time,
All right.
the first time I heard that, it hit me and I'm like, well, so then I started asking like, what is it? And they'll be like, well, my double chin, my eyebrows, my nose. It's like, those are you things.
You walk around every day with those things.
Yeah, so you're mad, and just because you didn't love it doesn't mean it wasn't well. The lighting was good. I set you up properly. The clarity was crisp, but you're not happy with the way you look, and so I deal with this in a lot with headshots. I think 3/4 of my clients actually hate their picture, and there's just not much I can do about that. I mean, I was talking about me on this episode. I'm like, I gotta sit in a way where, we got these new chairs.
You're throwing yourself under the bus.
I'm not gonna call Kent and be like, this is garbage.
Your video made me look fat.
No, I am the fat one. No, I'm kidding. But it's like I can't blame him for this. This is,
No.
You know what I mean? So, but
we
not,
did a lot with like arrangements. Like, yes, there's the picture online. Yes, there's that picture that you saw on Pinterest or wherever you got it from. And there are 1,000 other variables that go into that. That flower is seasonal. I can't get it right now.
Yeah.
Or when I made that arrangement 9 months ago and took the picture, it looked one way, but like I got the exact same flower and the same color, but the shade's not right. And I'm like, it was done well. It's the exact same arrangement. It's the exact same menu. Everything that's in the picture is in that arrangement, but maybe something's a different color. And I'm like, wow.
right? And flowers aren't universal. They change per flower. And
Correct.
so even the
They
greenery
change by the season. I can show you something in January and show you the exact same thing in June, and it's not going to look the same.
No. And so it's if you're nitpicking to the deepest degree like that, if the arrangement is beautiful, it might be a shade off or it might not have like maybe the fullness that it is. It's still a beautiful arrangement, and you should just be happy that you had something that was well put together and honestly cost effective, because I know your pricing and I know what you, and I am going to, this is the biggest shout out I'm going to give you. Your arrangements last longer than any flower arrangement I have ever received from anybody. Prove me wrong and we'll talk.
Thanks.
But it's just such a unique thing. And then honestly, like, cost doesn't mean quality, right? Like, or cost does mean quality. And like, if you don't expect that, like if you think in your head that, okay, well, I saw this arrangement online and I want it for $40. Well, I'm sorry, those flowers are probably, especially if it's out of season, that might actually cost you way more money to get it in now because it's not being grown anywhere, right?
This is where like I level with like tattoo artists. Like they don't ever want to see somebody else's work and have you come in and be like, can you do this on me?
Yeah.
I have a hard time when people, and it's not a bad thing, like you see that it's a different flower shop, or you see it's an online service or something, and you show me this picture, and I'm like, it's never going to look that way because that price margin isn't correct.
Yes, yes. And I have this happen when I ask my clients to, give me some inspo photos, right? Because sometimes it helps spark the
Be
creativity.
real careful with inspo photos. Some people take that real seriously.
And I'll tell them, you remember that the person in the inspo photo is not you.
Yes.
You are not going to look like that.
Correct.
You are
I did not make the arrangement in your inspo photos. I'm just trying to get a feel for what you like.
Yes. And then we'll be able to be the experts here and tell you, okay, well, I don't know, you shouldn't wear a pink shade because it doesn't go good with their skin
Right.
tone. That flower just isn't going to go with the arrangement that you're looking for
Exactly.
the season and the vibe that you're going for. I mean, like, that's why we're professionals, right? So you should just never assume that just because you don't love it doesn't mean it wasn't done well. Most of the time it's done very well, probably more than most, and you're just mad because it doesn't meet the standards of what you put in your head, honestly.
So my wife, love her, but she gets upset because I'm an entrepreneur, and I go, I don't know. You tell me, because
Yeah.
you're the professional.
Oh, I was just
Right?
going to say this. You read my mind.
Is that
a lot,
right?
Ken.
Because she gets so frustrated because I'm like, I don't know. This is what you do for a living. You tell me what looks good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Well, and then that's the thing. It's like, we had actually, this is what we texted
Yeah.
when I was talking about this topic. She's like, that's what most people say to me is like, well, you're the professional. You know what to do. No, I still need to know about your business, what
Right.
you do, what you like, what you want. Because, yeah, in a professional eye, I'm going to think this pose is great. But then in reality, you see it and you're like, why would you pose me like that? I look like an
Right.
idiot. Well, that's because in my eyes, and it's actually, I don't actually pick the photos for my clients anymore because I used to do that and I would pick 5 photos that I loved. And the client was like, well, where's the picture of Jimmy with the dog? And I love that one. And I'm like, it really wasn't a good photo.
You're like, it's
But-
blurry. Jimmy's off center. There's a bird in the sky. Like,
and his shirt was like up over his head. But you love
the
it.
dog's being weird. I don't.
Right? And so it's like, but now it comes down to that my eye doesn't always match the client's. And I think
And
that
more
goes,
often than not is not going to. And
yeah.
that is something you have to adapt to in your business is
Yeah.
that, yes, I'm the professional, but you walked into my store with a vision in your head
yeah.
and then looked at me and said, but you're the professional, and then gave me nothing to go off of.
Yeah, yeah.
So at that point, I'm going to do what I do best, and you're going to get a beautiful arrangement, and it might not be what was in your head because
Yeah.
you didn't share that with me.
You didn't share it. And so that's myth number 2. Businesses don't try their hardest. And God,
That just makes me laugh.
it just makes me laugh. Like really, we obsess over the details, guys.
Yeah.
Like we think, like I
take this stuff home with me.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It,
I think
it
about
lives
it
at
like
home with me. It lives at work with me.
I'm scrolling through Facebook and I'm looking at other people who get like headshots done or something, and there's like a weird hair that's like sitting here, and I'm like, God, I would have photoshopped that. And like maybe someone else might not have known that. Like, right?
Right.
That's a me thing. But right there, you don't think that I try my hardest. I literally will sit there and literally go to the 10th degree to edit your picture in the most proper way, whether or not you cared that hair was there. In my eye, it was
You
a
cared.
distraction piece.
You cared, so you put in the effort.
Yeah, and so I think that's totally a false statement within this. I think
I mean,
we hustle for every dollar,
Yes.
110%, if not more, every single time
you know,
we work.
I'm sure David was upset with his statue,
Oh yeah, right.
but the artist is like,
He's like, this is it.
that's the way I
can't-
see it.
We got to do this, right? Like it was a cold day
It
outside.
was cold marble, cold
It's
marble.
cold. It's
You know,
cold
I
today.
always say that Robert kind of reminds me of the statue of David in a lot of ways, and he gets mad every time. But it's like it's what we see. You
But
know?
that's the artist's eye, right? I mean,
But it's actually funny. We had a weird situation where someone we were working with went into the JH Events and Flowers building to get like a flower arrangement picture for social media.
Oh
and
my lord.
and so, I don't know flowers, right? Like this person
No.
doesn't know flowers, so
And that's
they got
okay. I would not expect you to because it's not your job.
so we got this picture and we put it on the internet, and I'm at an event and Dee's texting me. She's like, "Oh my God, who took this? This is hideous."
I wasn't
cannot-"
even mad at the girl who took the picture. I was more mad at like, who was working that day? Was I working? Did I let that happen? Like, did I let you pick a dead arrangement up out of the cooler and take a picture of it? So now I'm like calling the staff and I'm like, who worked this day? Who was there? Did you see these people? I'm like, was it cool or clean out day? I'm like, what was happening?
We're going to kill the staff over this. No.
I maybe
really.
said something that sounded a little bit like that.
But that's the thing. We try our hardest, right? Like when we see as business owners something that doesn't meet our expectations, especially with our staff and employees, we work really hard to train them to see the vision in the eye that we do. And so, you know, a great example is that we do put a lot of work into providing quality things for you guys. So just the fact that you think that we don't it's kind of a shame, honestly. And so, you know, but I just thought that was, in my head,
it was
I'm
so fun. And like the worst was like, I was just scrolling and all of a sudden I was like, oh no.
I thought it was still a cute arrangement, but I'm the one that when they drop off.
But it's not your job. You're not a florist. You're like, it looks great, Dean.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's dead. It is actually dead.
Jen always says this too, because like I'll want to
Kelsey,
say
you try to keep the ones at the chamber way
They're
past their
so
prime.
good.
They're like crisp and like hanging on by a thread, and she's like, it's still fine.
I'm like, I'm gonna bring him to the wings. I'm gonna mix them together. It's a beautiful arrangement. And then they get there and they're like, what are you doing? Take my tag off this.
Oh, it was our next event. We did in July. Kelsey's like, I'm just gonna reuse the ones from Cask and Barrel, and I was like, Kelsey, that was 3 weeks ago. No, I'm like,
But
why do you
again,
still have that?
It's a true statement. They have the best long-lasting flowers. I'm sorry. I'm writing that in a book. It's happening. It's true.
Kelsey's writing a book. Oh boy.
Well, no, I can't even read. We can't write a book. I can't spell. The book would be very. It'd be more decoding. The book.
Right?
Okay, so myth number 3. If something goes wrong, it's always the vendor's fault. It's always our fault when something goes wrong. And so
It might be.
Yeah.
And it potentially could be.
yeah. And sometimes we get blamed because we're the ones, right? Like you're the person delivering the flowers. The bride's pissed, her dress doesn't fit, she spilled something on it, or her groom isn't showing up, or he's too drunk. And then you get the blunt of it because she just needs something to pick on
Absolutely.
that's they're mad about.
Yeah.
And so she's like, these flowers suck. And, you know, and so I just feel like we always get kind of the shit end of the stick as vendors because it's easier to blame us than to blame yourself, right? So many more
Correct.
people are willing to pass the blame onto others versus just taking the blame themselves. And so sometimes, you know, the service can't be done properly because of things that are out of our control. And, you know, one of the things is like I had a client who wanted food photography. I explained to them everything they needed. I told them like, we need quality lighting. We get in there. It is the darkest place I've ever photographed ever. So I brought lighting and everything, but like, I can't give you these amazing quality photos that you see in like some of these magazines because of your place, right? Like if we were going to shoot differently or you did the things that I asked of, or we set up a table outside, obviously we modified as best as we could, but sometimes the expectation of what you were thinking isn't going to be met because there are things that just ultimately make that not happen. And so, you know, when my clients see one picture and they're like, I want all my stuff to look like that. Well, your stuff is different. So it's not going to look that way. It's going to be quality and it's going to be done right. It just might not look the same. And so you get mad at me that it doesn't look the same, but it's like, it's different situation, different location, all controls out of my wheelhouse.
We had to write it in with our weddings. So like specifically exterior, like pergolas or arbors or whatever, they would come in all shapes and sizes. You have to tell me what yours looks like prior to the day of your wedding.
Yeah.
I was like, because what I did on a picture that it's my portfolio that I did at Boulder Ridge or somewhere else, and then you want to move it to a different venue. Okay, well, the setup is not the same.
No.
It's not going to look the same.
And that's back to your comment about, oh, well, you're the professional, you know what's up. So if I think it looks great here, and you're like, whoa, it needs to be, why isn't it down here? Now you're blaming me for it not being in the proper spot. I'm sorry, I can't read your mind sometimes.
Correct.
You
Written
know?
into our contract now is I have to know what structure you're on.
Yeah.
And then you have to put the weather clause in there because there's a couple of them that like, if it's super windy, I can't have a 20-pound flower piece hanging above your head.
Yeah.
I can
Would you rather
secure
get
that
knocked
to the
out?
best of my ability, but like there is still Mother Nature still gets a mind of her own, and it's coming down. Like the one wedding we did, the ladder literally almost killed me because we were outside setting it up. Like I finally looked at Jen and I was like, "There is no way. You have to go tell this bride that there's no way, no how." The bride was super sweet. She goes, "Why did you even try?" It's like, torrentially windy. And I was like, what? Because it's in your contract.
Because you know what? We go above and beyond 110%, guys. You know, this
that
is
one,
why.
we went up the ladder 5 times. The piece almost fell on my head once. Then the ladder tried to take me out, and I said, I'm done with this.
So, how frustrating is it for you ladies? Because your industry is, you're helping me, right?
Yes.
So you're making arrangements for me. You're taking shots for me.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, my mom takes a
Oh,
look
yeah.
at it, and she's not your client.
Yeah.
I'm your
Yeah.
client.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, what do you think? I'm like, that's
You're like,
pretty,
they look great.
Looks very great, right?
Yeah.
It's a flower. It's
Yeah.
it's a photo.
picture.
And then all of a sudden, the suggestion box is filled from
Mom,
other eyes or
mom,
your-
dad,
not,
sister,
not
cousin.
your
Yeah.
right. So how does that happen a lot in your industry?
Yes.
Because it's just, and how do you deal with it? Because I would be like, you know,
I wish you guys saw what he did behind the camera.
Tactfully, tastefully, nicely.
And it's hard sometimes because, like, when I did family photos, like, you know, Godspeed, I love children in a lot of ways.
They're terrible for photos. They have no idea what's going on.
Sometimes you are going to get what you get. I had a full family, and actually she was really understanding, which was great. She was actually wonderful. We didn't get one photo of her youngest child in any of the family photos. She still paid the invoice, and she understood, like, the kid just, it was like,
Not
one of them
having
was like, needed to go to the bathroom, and then she has a large group of friends. Every kid needed to go to the bathroom, and so the
Once
session
one goes, you're done.
and so, but then the one kid, we told him no, he didn't want to be in any pictures, and unfortunately, he wasn't. And like, you know, that's, you know, obviously the dad was frustrated in a lot of ways, but ultimately, thank God that they understood. But there are a lot of times when they don't, and like they just think that even though this is our job, that we should be able to correct some of the situations that are way out of our control, right? Like,
I mean, most of the time you just have to tell them that it's not their vision.
Yeah.
It was my client's vision. It's my bride's vision. It's whatever. Like, I will hear what you have to say, and if I look at it and go, "Ooh, yeah, maybe you are right. That's not." But if it's going to go against the vision that I was given
Yeah.
to execute, no, I will not do it.
see, and I don't know how you do the wedding industry, honestly. It's one thing I
Truthfully?
never dabbled into because I think my eye would twitch too much.
It does.
I see my friends all getting married and some of the things that they've had to deal with their, like, you know, mother-in-law, father-in-law. I feel like weddings bring a little bit of the crazy out. You know, we talk about
Yeah.
death and how death makes everybody money hungry. Weddings make people crazy.
Okay, and I deal with both sides of that. I literally, my industry, I see it both. So I get to see you, you know, when you're getting married and maybe not at your best, and then I also get to see you when you're arguing over Grandpa's will.
Oh yeah, duh, because you get both. Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Do you have a therapist?
Yeah.
right, a good one.
Yeah.
I feel like you need it. But you know, do you get the dabble in betweens where, like, I don't know, I feel like how can you be mad at a baby shower, right? Like,
No, we didn't. We just did a gender reveal, like, and that made it all the worth it. Was this lady came in and she's like, I want, like, we got to see the envelope. I knew what she was having.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
Yeah, yeah. So you get
So
to
you
dabble
get-
in the
yeah.
sprinkle in the good in those bad.
You
know?
have to, or
Uncle Jerry's a piece of shit, but then, you know, Cousin Susan on the other side, wonderful woman.
Wow.
Cousin Susan offered to help. So
She's like, Uncle Jerry, get the hell out of here, stop talking.
it's always fun. It's
There's
always
one.
fun.
All right, so the last myth was it's better to just say nothing until the end. So obviously, you've heard us talking about this. That's not the solution. We should know right away.
Yes.
And, you know, I was thinking about this situation. So I went with my niece and we got matching tattoos. And they're putting the stencil on her arm. And she's like, you know, do you like it? And my niece was like, no, I don't. I want to move this space. And I was like, I'm so
You
proud
go,
of you.
girl.
I'm like proud of you because I feel like this is an industry that probably hears it a lot, right? Like you're too nervous to say something, so then you just got a tattoo of something
Right.
that
It's permanent. It's
wasn't
with you forever.
it wasn't in the right placement. It didn't look the way you wanted, and you were too scared to say something until the end. And now it's permanently on your body, and who's being blamed for it, right? And so
Correct.
I can't imagine. I mean, depending on what industry you are in when you're listening to this, like. Put your industry in the comments because I'm just curious what you deal with yourself. You know, obviously from a photography perspective or flowers and events, you know, we see it. But like I mentioned, hair deals probably with this a lot, and so does tattoo artists because then and people are just
permanent or
disgruntled.
semi-permanent.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
you're gonna stuck with that.
So you ladies have contracts, right?
Yep.
Yes,
And
yes.
you spell out,
Yeah.
here's my services. I know you, JH does incredibly well, right?
Yeah.
So I find it's weird to me. Again, being an entrepreneur, I'm like, oh, whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's in the contract, right?
Right.
But it's weird to me that people try to, after you said, here's what we're doing, here's the service, here's response times, this is what we need
Yeah.
to do, the whole works. We need to be in here at this time. I need lighting to do this. And still people put in the suggestion box like, man, your service is horrible.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
will always try to poke holes in it. Like,
Yeah.
that's the, like, I don't think it's a goal. That's not, but, like, it happens. Like, I can lay out my service in black and white for you, and there's still you're gonna poke a hole in it. Like,
and I think there's just certain people in this world, and if you're one of them, shame on you, that are just literally hate everything. They want to complain about everything. And I feel like just some of the jobs that I do, and then you get people on the other side that are just happy. They never
Right.
complain. Like, sometimes I've had issues with just, like, delivery with deadlines and stuff, and I've been open and honest with that. And I've had a few clients that have still come back, and they're like, we know, we get it, we understand. And it's those people, not saying that I want to continue doing that, obviously, because eventually you're going to piss somebody off. But, like,
Correct.
there are just people that are genuinely good people and just understand, and then there are others that literally, whatever they can get for free. That's how those are those type of people, right? Like, I won't even say who it is, but I don't go out to eat with them, because every time we go out to eat, they literally complain every single time about the food. And I'm like, have you ever been happy any time we've ever gone out? Like, I really
Do
don't.
you like any food?
Like, it's almost like the,
Right.
you know what, it was good, but you know what, I'm going to complain anyway. I think I'm going to get something for free. And I feel like,
It's after they've eaten the entire plate that they
Right.
choose to complain.
and so sometimes this saying probably comes within those people that just want all the freebies. But then there are other people that it's like you said, it's spelled out. And how
Yeah.
many communication pieces that we have put in place. And some, again, are just things that are just randomly out of our control.
Yeah.
But we're getting shit on for it. And it's such a shame that we get shit on sometimes.
When
'Cause
I
I don't
was-
like to be shit on, honestly.
When I was in the banking industry, you get inundated with calls, being the manager and this.
Yeah.
And then people would be so upset, like you know.
You personally did it. It was your fault.
Right.
Yes.
Or why haven't you got back with me?
Yeah.
You literally sent me, you left a voicemail an hour ago.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm trying.
You're obviously my only client.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I've had to say that to people, like,
Yeah.
well, I got you on the phone right now. But literally,
Right.
you're not the only client that we
Yeah.
have.
Absolutely.
And to kind of to that point too, like when I worked in real estate,
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
Not
what
real
did you do
estate.
that?
The previous life.
what's clothing? Retail.
Retail.
Sorry,
There
I
you
was
go.
on my R's. I haven't had enough coffee today. Look at this little tiny.
She was reading the teleprompter.
Yeah.
It was-
This is the
She
tiniest.
couldn't read it. You didn't spell it
The
wrong.
best real estate agent in the world is
that's right.
my sister.
Right.
Just joking. Not joking.
Little shout out.
Yeah, full shout out. But it's when I worked there, people would come in mad about like an overcharge that I didn't do, or like that we didn't have a small because we only had a medium and a large left, and like they wanted a small, and then it became my problem. And it's actually that job helped me realize that when I pick up the phone when I'm mad that my internet went out or like something happened with my business, that I understand that you are the person on the phone and it wasn't totally your fault, right? Like it might have been a little because you work at the company, but like you don't know my situation today, right? Like you're just a little fish in a big pond and I'm freaking out on you. Like that's just not fair. And so
It is definitely something that doing what we do for a living, you take that, and when you deal with other people in their job, you try very hard to not do that. Because you're like, I do not like it when people do that to me, so I'm going to try real hard not to do it to you.
Yeah. How many of you have actually done a job and then realized how much you hated the things that happened at that job and you've never done that? I mean, I had to hang clothes. I never hang my clothes anymore, right? Like, I know that doesn't even go with this, but
Kelsey lives out of a laundry basket.
But that's
but
service.
it's the surface level of that. When you come across something and you're like, wow, I really hated that somebody did that, you don't do those things anymore.
Yeah.
And, and I just think more people, I wish, just had that mentality and thought about things more before they just assume that we're just facetiously,
Well,
doing everything for.
And
that.
we live in a society now, right? That nobody reads your You kind of go. You
Well,
ladies
do you
go
read
over the
software update when
contracts.
Apple says,
Yeah.
do you agree to the terms and
You
conditions?
just
Click.
Yep. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it's like, wait, what do you mean you're selling all my photos? No, you
Right?
you signed it in here, right? But you do a good job going over those contracts with
Yes.
with your clients. So, to me it's frustrating.
Yeah.
On why people feel the need to go. Well, your service was. It was right.
Yep.
Here, remember when we went over this?
Like, I
Literally
essentially
talked about
will
this
read
twice.
you my contract. Like,
Yeah.
when I will
Yeah.
read it to you. And you're nodding and you're looking at me, so I clearly am thinking you're understanding me, and at some point there was a disconnect.
Well, you have consultations too,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah.
even some industries like have full blown consultations before they. I mean, the tattoo people, it's a stencil at first, like it's not permanent until it becomes permanent. Like so, speaking up too is just so important to be doing that well before the day of, so that there isn't a disconnect. And and then some of the stuff is out of our control, right? Like I do events on location, the weather could be bad, like so I might not be able to capture everything that you asked for,
You
or
may not be able to get married outside.
yes, and and for me, like my contracts, especially with events, that's why I don't do weddings, is because like it's unless you have some specific requests, most of the stuff's canned. It's capturing the moment, and I had this situation with she's one that I would totally say the name on here, and I wouldn't even care.
Nay.
But I got hired for an event to shoot this event, and it was just to document the event itself, right? Like showing the vendors that were there, the screen, the TV, the seats, and most of the time with event photography for me, it's capturing the sponsor logo, right? The sponsors, they want to see what the event is.
Correct.
It's not about just the band on stage. It's, not about the people and having fun. It's about the overall aspect. Anyway, long story short, I get a 2 a.m. Voicemail from this lady.
I'm sorry, that's out of business hours. You're going to have to wait for a reply.
Tune in on our next podcast where we talk about that, actually.
Business hours.
So it
Please
was,
respect them.
I don't know if this is legal to say on here, but I'm going to say anyway. She's like, you twat waffle. You didn't take my picture at the event. I saw your recap. My booth wasn't in there. Who do you think you are? You owe me.
I think the worst is I know what event this is.
I know, and you know the person too. I talked about it a lot. I saved the voicemail too. Because it's just great. When's the last time someone called you a twat waffle, right? Like, so anyway.
You're just going to keep that?
I'm gonna turn it into a remix. And found out, like, I wasn't hired. If you wanted a picture of your booth, you could have 1000% hired me. When I photographed Rise Up Music Fest, one of the actual vendors paid me to take pictures of their booths because they wanted me to focus on the items there. That wasn't my job. My photo shot list just said capture the event and showcase what it means to the community and everything. I'm sorry that you didn't make it in the picture, and I owe you. You didn't even
Kelsey,
pay
you
me.
take all those Fiesta Days photos, and I'm never in any of them. Like,
So-
how dare you?
Seriously.
So I coach a basketball team, college, right? And we have somebody who takes care of the social media, takes the pictures,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And then I just repost what
Right.
they post, right? And I put a little blurb in there, whatever. And everyone with this year, one of the parents was like, "Hey, when are we going to see a picture of 32?"
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You're like, I'm just resharing, dude. I don't even make the rules.
I'm like,
Yeah. Or
I'm just a bystander, okay? Like, I don't know.
Right.
I didn't make the post.
or like the people that when I'm at the events, they're like, "Hey, you took a picture of us. Like, can you send it to me without your watermark?" Like,
No.
sure, if you want to pay me for it. Like, I'm photographing this. Or when I don't post them all, I'm shooting for the event and I try my hardest. But honestly, not every photo is going to make the cut because
And we've
it's
talked about this. You take thousands upon thousands upon thousands of photos at an event. Do you want a 7,000 photo album on Facebook? No.
I don't think Facebook allows it. I think it's like a cap, 58.
For you. There's a reason. The
It's
camera's for
58.
you.
it's called the Kelsey law.
It's called, yeah. But yeah, so being called a twat waffle was like the highlight of that
is
year. Of just,
awesome.
but basically it
What
was.
I would love to know is how many pictures of like your foot are in those albums because you just are running around with the camera swinging around. It's like a picture of your ankle.
All right, is that somebody's elbow?
So sometimes us giving proper service isn't even, it's not even in our control. Some people just assume it's our problem and we get blamed for it. So anyway, the comeback piece to this. So there's always a good comeback, right? Where we take the things that we're given as a suggestion and we make it better. So what's a better approach? If something doesn't feel right, please say something early.
Absolutely.
First thing you should do is if it's making you feel uncomfortable, even if it's not something we're going to fix, we can at least talk to you
Absolutely.
about why we're doing it, why it was selected this way, yada, yada. So ask questions, share your concerns, and just communicate. I think people get so stuck that constructive criticism or just, it doesn't even have to be criticism. I think people are so scared that people are going to combat it, and it's like, you don't realize how much that is important to us as business owners, is to hear what you have to say.
You will never know what kind of change I could have made for you in that moment to maybe have fixed the entire situation, totally. Had you just been like, hey, I really don't like the way that flower looked, I'll take it out.
And attitude and tone makes a big difference. Like, if it really, like, if you come at me in a negative way after the fact and talk smack, like, I'm going to be a little pissed, and don't expect me to ever work with you. But if you came to me and said, listen, I'm really sorry, I feel like this sucks, and you gave me the opportunity to talk through it, most likely I'm going to probably give you something free. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to change it. And I think we talked about this in the first podcast. It's all about the delivery and the approach, and I just think the proper communication, and even just the way you look at someone, like giving them a face. It's like,
That was a good one.
For anyone just listening and not watching the video,
That should be
You
in
missed
the
out.
That'll be in the thumbnail.
I was gonna say, please don't. That was like,
It's just a real up close of Kelsey's face.
it's gonna be the freaking video that Facebook stops at. That's like,
That's
this
right.
is the cover photo.
Yeah. It's going to pre-select.
Well, here's the thing that I would suggest, right? Too is
We didn't ask for this in the box.
because this is the
No
bottom
kidding.
of the suggestion box. This would be my suggestion: is when you're dealing with someone, when you're dealing with flowers, pictures, at the onset, go. Everybody has ordered flowers, and everybody's had their picture taken by now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let them know up front, like, hey, I had this other photographer. I didn't like that they did this.
Yes.
And now you know, and you
Yep.
can address it up front, like, well, yeah, if you do send me that 2 a.m. Voicemail, I'm probably not going to get back maybe for a business day or two
Yeah.
because it's the middle of the night. Same thing. I didn't like how they, put the bow on the whatever, right? And you go, oh, now I know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
And
But
that way it gets rid of a lot.
Yeah, and honestly, it was 3-day event, so you could have came up to me in those 3 days, and I probably walked by that person's booth 175 times, and for whatever reason, I'm going to be nice and say, sorry, I didn't take the picture, but if you would have stopped me
You
and said
would've.
something versus calling me a twat waffle, I would have actually
It
gotten
makes
a
me
nice
want to work with you
photo.
less because you did that.
Yeah, so.
right.
Because most of us don't want to be good enough. We want to be amazing. We want you to love your results. Okay, so just know that we're not doing this just because, everything we said in within the myths. They're all myths, and we give a lot, especially small businesses. I think we care more than most business because we're
absolutely.
not a large corporation
So
that just
much.
counts you as a number on our tally. Like your service and quality matter so much to us in so many ways.
Well, and your industries are so creative. Like Dee said earlier in the podcast, is like I take it to bed. I'm constant.
It's there.
Never goes
It
away.
goes home with me.
And with as creative as you two women are in your businesses, it's you'll wake
Right.
up at 2 a.m, not
Thinking
answer the
about it.
phone, but
Yeah.
Like, if you hated your
Oh.
arrangement, I'm going to think about it. It's going to keep me up at night because I'm going to be like, okay, like, what could I have done differently? What about it was bad? Did I overlook something? Like, yes, we want your, constructive criticism, but trust me, I beat myself up enough about it.
Yeah.
I don't need it from you.
Yeah, right. And honestly, it really doesn't. Sometimes it's like, the whole reason this podcast is important is because, we want the support from the community, but it's so hard to get it in a lot of ways, and that small businesses are going to go away once people keep being mean to them. And, I deal with a lot of social media platforms for other businesses, and the way that people just come online and their suggestions that we need more
safety behind the
kid-friendly
keyboard.
things. I'm like, where's the money then? Like, what kid things then? Like, you're just a blanket statement without any content or anything else.
Well,
Like,
then when you ask them what kind of kid thing, they don't have an
they
answer.
don't have an answer. And so for me, it's like, it makes it so hard to want to continue to be a small business owner sometimes, that the way you approach things can just be so frustrating, and there's so many different ways you can approach it to make such a better situation.
I literally say all the time, I'm like, open a small business, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Work a 9
Then
to
open a second location.
I do that all the time. My mom's like, you do remember that was your idea.
Yeah.
You wanted the second store. I'm like, I know. I have nobody to blame but myself.
Well, then you don't think about all the internal things like the wall.
But you're right by the tracks over there, so
I
you
am.
can just go stand out there and wait for me.
But it's
Below
this is
that.
what's great
Yeah.
about like firing clients. But I've had clients who've like,
I can honestly say I don't think me or Jen have ever fired a client.
Wow. Wow.
You just smile through it.
yeah. See, for me, I fired clients, but then they've come back, and I'm like, no, you broke that bridge.
You're like, I cannot work with you.
I'm like,
because of
sorry,
my
I already know
insanity."
you're crazy,
Let me
and I can't
let me
do
play
it.
back your voicemail.
1 minute.
1 minute.
Well, all right, guys, that was today's episode of Bottom of the Suggestion Box. So thank you again for being our guestie and answering some of these conversations. I talk a lot more than most on here.
Where do people find you? How can they get in touch with you?
So McHenry is 3603 Municipal Drive. We're across the street from the municipal building in McHenry.
So if you know the rec center.
The rec center. If you were in jail the night before, walk across the street. We're right there. And then Fox Lake is 7 Nippersink Boulevard. I'm right across the street from the train tracks. So get off the train, right there.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Instagram, Facebook.
JH Flowers and events.
JH Events.
JH Events and Flowers.
I always group that up.
It's okay.
Honestly,
It's okay.
you can type it either way into Facebook. You're going to get the same result.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have all the right words, just not in the right order.
They're very involved with the community, with local organizations. They do the Flowers for Miss McHenry pageant. They do a lot with us at the McHenry Chamber of
I was gonna say
Commerce.
Miss McHenry, Women of Distinction, Fiesta Days.
What's the one you do with the horses?
Mainstay?
Mainstay.
That's in June.
Yeah, so you get involved a lot, and you give back to the community quite a bit. So we're
We try.
very grateful for
We
you
have
in
Elka
this
too.
town.
We're doing
yeah.
that one.
Oh, nice. Are you
Still got-
going?
Still got
I
subscriptions.
have no idea.
Okay.
Still got subscriptions.
Yes, flower
Yes.
subscriptions, business,
Coolest thing.
personal.
Isn't it nice?
It
Do you
is.
do it?
I haven't for a little bit, but we're
Yeah,
used to.
I love it. Honestly, it's
It's a
great.
good anniversary gift or like a birthday gift.
That's
You get
awesome.
you get flowers once a month. You know, I have a lot of businesses in town that do it.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're
So if you
decent.
need flowers, if you need a therapist, sometimes I'm sure these customers come
It's
to
kind
you
of like the hair salon.
which-
People share a lot with you.
what is the arrangement that's going to make my wife not mad at me today? I did something
I have
real
quite
bad.
literally heard that phrase, and sometimes I want to ask, "What did you do?" So that I like,
Right.
what exactly did you do?
Because then I can scale this like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's
That's
1,000 red
$75.
roses.
That's $75
I
minimum.
spent the night in jail.
$100 minimum.
Oh, you had to watch. Okay, yeah, that's 150. Solid, solid. Maybe a couple like charms in there and all the things.
I went on a 2-week fishing trip.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. How many kids do you have at home?
Here's a card for a good lawyer.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much, and we will see you next time at our next podcast, Bottom of the Suggestion Box.
Join the fun. We got beats that rock with the bottom of the suggestion box. You're always